Hello students, good evening to everyone. This is M. Bujjababu working as a chemistry lecturer in Vignan Cooperative Junior College, Vadlamudi. So in previous video we discussed about A-block elements. A-block elements mainly consisting of two series that are 4F series and 5F series. 4F series elements are known as lanthanides and 5F series elements are known as actinides. In previous video, we discussed especially about actinoid, lanthanides. So lanthanides are belongs to 4F series elements. So what are the lanthanides? We discussed about the general electronic configuration of lanthanides and the oxidation state of lanthanides and some general characteristics of the lanthanides. So in this video, I am going to explain about in the A-block element there is another series that is 5F series. The elements which are present in that 5F series are known as actinoids. So once look at the contents which are present in this video are introduction of actinoids. Introduction of actinoids. So what are actinoids? The actinoids belongs to which group? And next one, electronic configuration of actinoids. So what is the general electronic configuration of actinoids? And third content is general characteristics of actinoids. What are the general characteristics of actinoids compared with lanthanides? Like their actinoids are especially radioactive elements. What are their physical state? What are their magnetic nature? And what about their ionization potential? Everything we have to discuss it here. And next one, differences between lanthanides and actinides. So what is the main differences between the 4F series elements and 5F series elements? That is nothing but the differences between the lanthanides and actinides. And finally, application of D and A-block elements. So how these D block elements and A-block elements are used in different industries and different categories. So like especially these are metals. D block elements are metals. A-block elements also metals. So how the metals can be used in the different aspects. So the elements which are present in 5F series. So you know that very well. A-block consisting of two series, 4F series and 5F series. 4F series are elements are known as lanthanides. We already discussed about that. Next one, the elements which are belongs to 5F series. The elements which are belongs to 5F series that are known as actinoids. That are known as actinoids. The 14 elements which are present next to actinium, the 14 elements which are present next to actinium, the 14 elements which are present next to actinium that are called actinoids. Why these 14 elements that are from actinium to lawrencium, Lr, lawrencium denoted by the symbol Lr. So why the 14 elements present next to the actinium, these can be treated as actinoids. How the in 4F series also the 14 elements which come after lanthanum that are known as lanthanides, because the 14 elements resemble with lanthanum, that's why they treated as a lanthanides. At a similar manner here also the 14 elements which are present next to actinium, they resemble with actinium, that's why they also collectively known as actinoids. From actinium to lawrencium, these 15 elements are called as actinoids that are presenting in the 5F series. Another important point for this one is these actinoids are radioactive metals. These are radioactive metals. These are radioactive metals. So some of the radioactive metals like which occurring in naturally like thorium, uranium, protactinium. These are having long half leaves. In case of some of the radioactive elements have short half leaves. So for example, lawrencium, its half life is only 3 minutes for a day. Only 3 minutes for a day. And next, another important thing for this actinoids is the elements which are present after uranium in 5F series, that elements are known as transuranic elements. That elements are known as transuranic elements. The elements which are present after uranium in 5F series are known as transuranic elements. Because why these elements are called as transuranic elements? They are completely man-made elements. They are completely man-made elements. So this is a brief introduction about the 5F series elements or actinoids. So the general electronic configuration of actinoids, once look at the table. In the table, the 15 elements which are present from actinium to first element is in that 5F series actinium, and final one is lawrencium. From actinium to lawrencium, these are all collectively known as 15 elements. So actinium, its electron configuration, and next one thorium, protactinium, uranium, niobidium, polonium. Therefore final one is lawrencium. So once we have to observe this electronic configuration, all these 5F series elements have general electronic configuration of 7s2. They are having general electronic configuration of 7s2 with variable occupancy of 5F orbital. Variable occupancy of 5F orbital and 6d orbital. 5F orbital and 6d orbital. So generally collectively said that the general electronic configuration of these actinoids can be 7s2. So why? Because we have to clearly identify from actinium to lawrencium the valency configuration 7s2, 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 etc. like this manner. So and next the variable occupancy of electrons from 5F orbital and 6d orbital. So this is about the clear chart about the electronic configuration of actinoids. The next important property regarding actinoids is ionic size. How the ionic size are affected in the view of actinoids. So you know that the actinoid elements are starting from actinium to lawrencium. So with the increasing of atomic number from actinium to lawrencium, their atomic size and ionic size will be decreased. Their atomic radii and ionic radii will be decreases. Their atomic radii and ionic radii will be decreases. So the same concept which is taken in the view of lanthanides. So there is a lanthanide contraction. We discussed in last class. What is meant by lanthanide contraction? The decreasing in the atomic radii and ionic radii of lanthanides is collectively known as lanthanide contraction. Lanthanide contraction is due to poor shielding effect of 4F subshell. At the same concept is also taken here. So with increasing atomic number from actinium to lawrencium, the atomic radii and ionic radii decreases from actinium to lawrencium. This is known as actinoid contraction. This is known as actinoid contraction. So actinoid contraction arises due to the poor shielding effect of 5F subshell. Poor shielding effect of 5F subshell. Once I remember what is meant by shielding effect. You know that every nucleus has small dense positive charge. The distance between the nucleus and valence shell is known as atomic radii in the ionic form. Atomic radii in the ionic form, that is known as ionic radii. Some of the inner shells are present here. Electrons also present that one. This nucleus always attract the valence electrons which are present in the outermost orbital. there is a greater attraction between the valence electrons and nucleus. So here these inner shells can act as a shield. They can act as a shield which lowers or reduce the attraction between the valency outermost orbital and nucleus. That is known as a shielding effect. These inner shells can act as a shields, that means protect. They protect from the attraction between the nucleus and valency shell electrons. Therefore, if their effect is more, they have great shielding effect. Great shielding effect. Otherwise, the influence of inner orbitals is not much more. That's why they treat it as a poor shielding effect. Poor shielding effect. So this is the concept of the poor shielding effect. So due to the poor shielding effect of 5F subshell in actinoids, here inner shells does not show any effect on the interaction between the nucleus and valency shell electrons. That's why, so due to that influence, they does not show any influence on attractive forces which takes place between the nucleus and valency shell. That's why this nucleus always pull the valency electrons towards itself, then automatically the size of the actinoid will be decreases. So that is known as the actinoid contraction, which like lanthanoid contraction, which occur in 4F series elements. In 5F series elements also, the actinoid contraction takes place due to the poor shielding effect of 5F subshell. Oxidation states. Oxidation states of actinoids. So look at this table. In that table also, actinoids from actinium to lawrencium, they exhibit +3, +4, +5, +6 and maximum 7 value also. In case of actinium +3 state, thorium +3, +4, protanium +3, +4, +5, uranium +3, +4, +5, +6, neodymium 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 like that. So the most stable oxidation state which is possessed by them is +3 oxidation state. This is a general oxidation state which is exhibited by the actinoids. If some of the elements as shown in the table, they also exhibit like this configuration +2, +4, +5 and also +6 and also +7. But among these all oxidation states, +3 is more stable oxidation state in case of actinoids, also in case of lanthanides also. They get more stable. In case of lanthanides also, Ln +3, that is more stable. In case of actinides also, +3 oxidation state is more stable. Some of the compounds in various regions, they also exhibit +5, +6, +7, but this is more stable oxidation state possessed by the actinoids. General characteristics and comparison with lanthanides. The general characteristics of actinoids which are compared with lanthanides. So what are they? First one, actinoids are silvery soft metals. Actinoids are silvery soft metals like lanthanides. So these actinoids having different structures. They are having different structures. They are having different structures with a different metallic radii. Different metallic radii in their structures. So these actinide metals have different structures based on they have different metallic radii values. And also another important point is these actinoids are undergo tarnish when exposed to air. When exposed to air, these also undergo, lanthanides also undergo tarnishing when exposed to air. Here also actinides also facing tarnishing to exposed to air. Another important point is for actinoids is these actinoids are react with hot water. React with hot water, they form oxide and hydride. Oxide and hydride. The actinoids can also react with nonmetals. Can also react with nonmetals at a moderate temperature. At a moderate temperature. At a moderate temperature. These actinoids are These actinoids are radioactive metals, so they also react with some of the non-metals at moderate temperatures. Another important point for these actinoids is these are all more reactive with like acid HCl and less reactive with other acids. And less reactive with other acids. These actinoids are much more reactive with HCl and they have less reactivity with other acids. And next important point regarding actinoids is, so generally these actinoids are having basic character. They are basic in nature. Actinoids are basic in nature, therefore they do not react with alkali. They do not react with alkali. Alkali means basis. They do not react with alkali. The major issue of these properties of actinoids is their ionization potential values, IP values. So the ionization potential of actinoids are very complicated. We cannot predict the ionization potential of the actinoids, but some of the reactions of lanthanoids, the scientists observed that the ionization potential value of actinoids, are lower than compare with lanthanoids. Because in actinoids, poor shielding effect of 5f orbital takes place. In the lanthanoids, poor shielding effect of 4f subshell takes place. The poor shielding effect of 5f orbital is more than the poor shielding effect of the 4f orbital. So basing on that point, the ionization potential of actinoids are very low compared with the lanthanoids. So come to the magnetic properties. The magnetic properties of actinoids are also cannot determine not well, because so how can we define the magnetic properties of d block elements? Also they consisting of unpaired electrons. If they consisting of unpaired electrons, they exhibited paramagnetic character. In case of paired electrons, they exhibit diamagnetic character. So in case of actinoids also it is very complicated, or we cannot correctly mention what the magnetic behavior exhibited by them. So these are all some general characteristics which are exhibited by the actinoids. The differences between the lanthanoids and actinoids, once you look at the table. So first difference is in lanthanoids, the differentiating electron enter into 4f orbital. In case of actinoids, the differentiating electron enter into 5f orbital. So this tells the general electron configuration of the lanthanoids and actinoids. An element which belongs to lanthanoid series, the differentiating electron enter into 4f orbital. An element which belongs to actinoid series, the differentiating electron enter into 5f orbital. And next point is binding energy of 4f orbital are very high. In case of actinoids, binding energy of 5f orbitals are very lower. In third point, actinoids show less tendency to form complexes. These are very less reactivity to forming complexes. But in case of actinoids, they are greater tendency to form complexes with react with other elements because of their radioactive nature. And fourth point is, in case of lanthanoids, most of the lanthanoids are colorless. If the exhibiting color, the FF transition, DD transition takes place in transition elements have like here also in Havelock series also FF transition takes place. That means due to the FF transition they must contain at least one unpaired electron. They absorb energy from visible region and the electron will be excited from ground state to excited state, and it will be come back to the ground state. From excited state release some amount of the heat energy. That's why if the given compound exhibit color, definitely it has unpaired electron. But in case of actinoids, most of the actinoids are colored like these complexes, like uranium U3 plus 3, U plus 2. And next point, they do not form oxocations. Lanthanides do not form any oxocations, but in case of actinoids, they do form oxocations such as UO2 plus 2, NPO3 plus 3, like these cations. And come to the last point, oxidation state. In case of lanthanides, plus 3 is the more stable. Plus 3 oxidation state of lanthanides shows plus 2 plus 4 oxidation states in few compounds. Plus 3 is the more stable, but in some of the other cases also lanthanides can exhibit plus 2 plus 4 oxidation state. In case of actinides, besides plus 3 oxidation state, the actinides also can exhibit higher oxidation state like plus 4, plus 3, plus 4, plus 5, plus 6 and plus 7. So this is about the few important differences between the lanthanides and actinoids. Applications of D and A block elements. How the D block elements and A block elements can be used in the different various categories. So that concept is known as application of D and A block elements. So come to the D block elements. The elements which are belongs to D block, that are iron and steel. So iron and steel can be used in the different manufacturing industry purpose. And also next one is stainless steel. Consisting of steel plus nickel plus chromium. So stainless steel also can be used in the wide range. And next one, titanium dioxide can be used in the pigment industry. And manganese dioxide can be used in the dry battery cell. So here titanium and manganese are belongs to D block elements. And next, another important thing is these D block elements can also be used in the making coins like gold, Latin name aram, gold, silver and copper can be used in the making coins. They can be used in the making coins. And also these elements also can be used in the, also used as a catalyst. In the preparation of ammonia by Haber process. Iron can be used as a catalyst. In the preparation of sulfuric acid H2SO4 by contact process, it can be used as a vanadium pentoxide can be used as a catalyst. In the preparation of hydrogenation of Vanaspati dalda by hydrogenation of oils, nickel can be used as a catalyst. In Walker's method, palladium chloride can be used as a catalyst. And next one, in the preparation of polythene The preparation of polythene. A catalyst can be used here that is known as Ziegler-Natta catalyst. Ziegler-Natta catalyst means mixture of trialkyl aluminum and titanium chloride. So trialkyl aluminum and titanium chloride is a best Ziegler-Natta catalyst which is used for making polythene. So these are all uses of the D and double block elements in different aspects. So once I recall what we learned in this video, or especially in this video we focused on actinoids. This is belongs to a block. A block mainly consisting of two series, 4F series elements and 5F series elements. 4F series elements are known as actinides, especially 5F series elements are actinoids. The 14 elements which come after actinium that are known as actinoids. Their general electron configuration, their oxidation state, and their ionic size and atomic size, that is known as lanthanide contraction. Some of the general characteristics which are exhibited by the actinoids, and the most favorable differences between the lanthanides and actinoids, and finally applications of D and double block elements. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you to all.